know I'm a little late. Didn't get a big response from my community chat. Only 3 people even acknowledged the post. But anyways, I figured I'd just do a live anyways. Why not? Late because I've been working on the pole barn, getting things situated. Got some signs hung up. Things have been a work in progress. But yeah, like the title says, let's talk about the past, present, and future, and things that have taken place with the Patriot movement. I can't see if anybody's on here. The lights right in my screen. I don't have any fancy equipment or anything like that. I'm just using my phone. If anybody's on here, leave me a comment or a like or something. So stupid tripod. All right. Anyways, let's just get started. The Patriot movement. Let's talk about the Bundys for a minute and what happened to them in 2014. Does anybody remember Bunkersville when the Patriots pushed back the BLM? I do. Does anybody remember Leroy Finicum and how he was gunned down in Oregon? What about the whole refuge takeover? Got one person. Hey, how's it? How are you, man? Jared. Like I said, people, it's really hard for me to read these comments on this phone, especially with this light. Um, did I get rid of my ghost yet? I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're talking about the ghost in my radio, yeah, it finally it gave up. That thing was built tough. But we all seen, well, if you haven't seen, do some digging and some research into what took place in 2014 with the BLM and what they did to the Bundys and other ranchers out west. It was complete and utter bullshit, which led to 2016 an Oregon takeover of the refuge. Okay, when the FBI showed up, they showed up to send a message in Burns to let people know that they weren't going to be run off anymore. And I believe that's why everything played out the way it did in Oregon. That was pretty sad. Now, let's move forward a little bit to see, we got active in 2015, shortly after the Bundys, and while all that was taking place, um, thought there was a need for the Patriot movement. I thought there was a cry for the American people. I thought the American people wanted freedom and was willing to fight for it. But time and time again, every time you speak up, you're just a nail and you get nailed down. You get hammered down. That's what happened to us in 2020. That's what's happened to most patriots, most militias, most 3%ers, any group like that. They've been hammered down and shut down because of what happened in 2014 with the Bundys. Does anybody know anything about the Bundys and what happened in Bunkersville? Well, basically, what happened was a bunch of patriots gathered and they pushed the BLM back. And that led to 2016 with the standoff. Well, when they shut down the town of Burns, they had over 600 FBI agents and over 200 armored vehicles Um, that was a show of force. And then it just continued to get progress and get worse. 2011, I believe it was. Even before all that, they attacked a militia group here in Michigan, some Christian group. I cannot remember the name of it, but they were all acquitted as well and found not guilty. Like most of the people who plotted to kidnap Whitmer. That was a joke. So glad justice prevailed for most. Sad's what happened. It's sad the shape of our country's in right now, period. But let's talk about some of the things that I've had to deal with. I've been called everything from a white supremacist to a domestic terrorist. I've had people flying drones over my house, threaten to sell me to the cartel. I've had private messages sent to me asking me if I want to play games, and I asked what kind of games, and this guy replied, "How about I come hunt you? Come hunt you down." I didn't take it serious at first until I got looking at his profile, and this guy was a big game hunter and traveled the world and was on safari and took big game animals, and it was a real profile. This guy made me nervous. That was kind of scary. But the things we've done since 2015, standing up for the Second Amendment, it wasn't unnoticed. As a matter of fact, it was overnoticed, and that's why everything got shut down in Michigan and elsewhere. And that's why they're trying to pass all these laws, prior military act, so people can't train or work together or organize. Now, does that sound like a free people to you? It doesn't to me. A free people should be able to do what they want. I mean, as long as we're not harming nobody or threatening nobody, what's the problem? I mean, it's better to be prepared for anything than not prepared for nothing. I mean, you gotta make everything muscle memory. That's how you train. You train to make everything muscle memory. But back to the Patriot movement and why it's dwindled is I think people got burnt out. I think people got scared. I think people lost hope, or people just don't know what to do. I mean, I'm one of them. I don't know what to do anymore. It's like the more I try to do, the less the less I get help. You know, I need help. I need help doing things, setting up rallies, setting up you know, anything I do, homeless drives, uh, food drives, community protection, any of that. You're gonna need people, and right now it's hard to get people to see the big picture that what we fail to recognize today will affect us tomorrow. The things we don't do today will have a bad outcome possibly in the future. I mean, what we do and don't do does have an effect. Is anybody even still on here? I haven't seen any more comments. Am I just rambling? Am I even live still? Okay, it looks like there's 14 of you on here. All right. Well, I appreciate you all for checking in. But yeah, some of the things that happened to me wasn't so cool. You know, I got my name ran through J6 committee for no reason. I wasn't even in DC. I was in Lansing at our capital. My name got ran through the whole Whitmore plot bullshit. I've been slandered and libeled all over the news. Fox 17 labeled me the leader of the Wolverine Watchmen, even though I'm wearing a big Michigan Liberty Militia patch. Um, it's ridiculous. But some of the things we've done, other than Second Amendment rallies, is we marched with BLM, Black Lives Matters, in Sterling Heights against police brutality. We also did that in Grand Rapids during the Grand Rapids riots. That was crazy. I'm so glad we got out of GR before It all went berserk. But we've also helped out with Flint with the water drive, I believe back in 2018. There's more to a militia than just uh, standing up and protecting your Second Amendment. That should be number one, but it should be also to look out for your community, to help your community, to protect your community, and help others when they need your help. See, back in the day, I was in contact with several militia groups here in Michigan, and we all coordinated together, and we all got shit done. And I miss those days. I miss all my brothers and sisters who and fought the good fight. And there was quite a few of us. But the point I'm trying to make, people, is if you do voice and get too loud, you'll be hammered down. Just because you get hammered down doesn't mean you got to stay hammered down. Get back up, unbend yourself, straighten yourself back out, and pick up the fight again. Because the fight's never going to end. I believe Pam Bondi, Trump's pick for Attorney General, is horrible. There's a lot of things I don't like. But apparently, we're going to be a lot better off. We'll see about that. We will see about that. So let's talk about a little bit of current events that are taking place. What happened to all these drones? Did they just disappear? Has anybody heard anything about the drones? Because I haven't heard anything about these drones anymore, or this mysterious fog, or these crazy wildfires out in California. I mean, the list goes on and on. Not to mention the Ukraine and Israel wars. War with China looming. We should be very concerned about China. We get most of our medication, our microchips. A lot of the things we get here comes from China. So going to war with China would not be a good thing because it would end a supply chain. So a lot of the medicines and things like that would be gone. That's why it's good to prep. Prepping for each individual is going to be different based on how you perceive things, based on how bad you think things are, and your cash flow, of course. But the Patriot movement needs to get jump started again. There needs to be love for the country again. There needs to be some pride to be an American again. You know, what happened to that? I mean, yeah, I'm ashamed of what our country's done and what it does to its own people, let alone around the world. But I'm still a proud American. We all should be proud Americans, but we should all want to make our country great, not a worthless, lobbyist infested, corrupt government who is basically taking over. And yeah, it is taking over. It's grown proportionately too large, all funded by the American taxpayer's dollar. Just like all these wars are funded by the American taxpayer dollar. I mean, in all honesty, we're all to blame for all this shit happening. If you want the truth. I mean, think about it. Your money is going to fund these wars. Now it's possibly going to send our soldiers into war. For what? For what? You know, and this whole wanting to buy Greenland or take over Greenland, renaming the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. I mean, threatening Iran, talking about Trump. I mean, these are all indicators of me of instigation, uh, provoking, trying to stir the pot. No, I don't understand why, but you should never make idle threats. Never make a threat that you don't plan on following through with, because then you'll be known as a liar and nobody will ever take you serious again. And I have mixed feelings on Trump. I have mixed feelings on Elon Musk. I don't know if I trust him either. Honestly, I don't trust any of these people that have this kind of influence and power, because it should be the other way around. It's we the people, not the government or the rich. It's we the people. And somehow along this whole track, we've lost sight of that. People don't want to help each other no more. People don't want to stand up for each other no more. That's a sad world that we're living in right there. When nobody's willing to help each other out, that needs to change. But these current events, these situations that we have seen are probably only going to get worse. Who knows what January 20th is going to bring? I mean, what is January 20th going to bring? Is it going to be chaotic? Probably not, because we have this big polar vortex rolling in on that day, and it's going to be like single digits. But there's a lot of people that are really unhappy about Trump taking office. So, is there going to be some crazy shit popping off? Who knows? Wouldn't surprise me. Nothing really would surprise me anymore. That's why being prepared and prepping are key things to do right now. I mean, you should have been doing it a long time ago. Um, Look, I'm not saying I have everything under wraps, because I don't by far. My preps are not where they should be. Uh, None of that. But my mindset's there. I understand what could happen and how to deal with it, though. But your number one prep should be food and ammo. And that's just my opinion. But them are the things that are going to keep you alive. Does anybody have any questions? Because I'm running out of things to say. I've been out here working all day. It's kind of cold. I just wanted to get on here though, because I'm hoping to gain some attention here. Trying to build my channel, because when it gets warmer out and things start uh, getting active again, I will be back out there with my boots on the ground. But it's hard for me to video everything that I do, because I can't do it while I'm running security, and I can't do it when I'm standing guard or watching my six or my brother's six. I can't. It's hard for me to do live videos like that. That's why I don't have anything on YouTube of the things I've done. But it's all over YouTube, or all over Google. So, see, the things I don't like to talk about, the things I've done in my past accomplishments, because that is past. I'm looking forward to the future, the things I can accomplish tomorrow, the next day, the year after. I mean, it's good to reminisce every now and then, to remember where you came from, what your roots are, and why you believe how you believe, and why you believe. I believe in true freedom, and I believe in fighting for freedom. I believe in standing up against evil, no matter how big or scary it is. But but people, if we really care about our Second Amendment, We do have to fight for it. We have to, I mean, there's ways to do it. Like, get a hold of your representatives, call them, voice your concerns, you know, um, like 2A EDU does. He looks into all these bills and he breaks it down for everybody. Listen to that man, and you'll understand these bills and how to reach all your senators and representatives. It starts by being vocal. You got to be vocal. I mean, yeah, a lot of people bitch behind closed doors, but sometimes you got to voice your grievances right directly. And yeah, sometimes that don't work, sometimes it does. But it's better than just bitching behind closed doors. I don't know. I just feel like this country is it's lost its morals, it's lost its balance. What is good is now considered evil, and what is evil is now considered good. It's all backwards, you know. Years ago, being a patriot and being patriotic was a good thing. Now it's like, oh, we can't do that. And it's probably because, like the FBI's list of things that are considered to be domestic terrorists or white supremacist related, the Gaston flag, uh, the Punisher skull, the Boogaloo, um, the list goes on and on. Oh, the Betsy Ross flag. I mean, come on, people. That some of that is a part of American history. The Betsy Ross flag, the Gaston flag, are considered a white supremacist or domestic terrorist symbol. It is to be so. I mean, all you 3%ers, all you militia, all you Minutemen, um, Old Keeper, whatever you consider yourself or call yourself, if yeah, you fly a Gaston flag, or you fly a Betsy Ross flag, or you have a Punisher skull. I mean, yeah, these are all considered symbols of terrorist or white supremacy, which just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense, especially the Gaston flag and the Betsy Ross flag. Like that's American history. Everybody should support that. Don't tread on me. What does that mean? It's pretty simple, but I think very few understand it, or they understand it but don't apply it. Okay, that might be a better way of explaining it. So, what are your guys' concerns? I see there's 23 of you on here. Let me see. Let me answer some of your questions if I can. What are some of your guys' concerns? Where you see this country going? Do you think we'll be at war with Iran? Do you think we'll go to war with Russia? What about China? Or is everything just going to blow over and be just magical when Trump takes over? What's some of your guys' predictions? I'd love to hear from some of you. I'm tired of just rambling. Let's have some dialogue here. I see 3 comments on here. It looks like 18 watching. You guys think Black Lives Matter and Antifa is going to be reactivated? I do. I think Antifa and them's going to come back in full force. It's kind of funny how they disappear and reappear. But yeah, that's my prediction. Antifa's going to be back, and they're going to be causing their havoc in all major cities again. Get ready for that. But I think I'm going to end this because it doesn't look like anybody's really wanting to make any comments or anything like that. So I do wish you all the best, and we'll try this again some other time.